So Planned Parenthood does provide an awful lot of abortions every year. I think over 300,000. I think that's right, in that range. And the majority of them are after 5.5 weeks. That's the point at which the fetal heartbeat can be detected. I'm just wondering, as someone who works there, what do you think of that? What is being aborted? If you can hear the heartbeat, what is that thing that's being aborted? How do you feel about that?
Well, abortion is a right in this country. Women have their own views on whether or not they want to be pregnant. That is not a viable fetus at 5.5 weeks. Anyone knows that. And what you would do is make your own choice. And that's all Planned Parenthood has ever said, is that every woman should make their own choice.
Right, but since you work at the country's biggest, right, but I mean, what specifically do you think? You work at the country's biggest abortion provider. If you can hear the heartbeat of this thing, this fetus, what is it? Is it just a piece of tissue, or is it a separate human being?
I think that's up to each individual to decide what they believe, but women in this country, 1 in 3 women have an abortion during their lifetime. Obviously, they are making their own choice. And what we're here to talk about today, what I'm here to talk about today is that the Pence-Ryan plan will take away health and cancer screenings and birth control for millions of women in this country.
Hold on, I'm sorry, I don't want to let you filibuster. You've said that, and I think health screenings are important. I think Planned Parenthood probably does some good work. But the reason it's a controversial place is because it's the country's biggest abortion provider, and you're one of the people who run it. And so I just want to know what you think. If you can hear the fetal heartbeat, and then it's extinguished, what do you think of that? Is that a big deal or not to you? And if not, why not?
Well, I take seriously all of the health care work that we provide at Planned Parenthood. I believe in safe, legal abortion. I believe it's up to each woman and individual.
I know, but what do you think?
So I'm not going to make a judgment.
No, but why can't you give me a straight answer? This is at the core of what you do. You're the biggest abortion provider in the United States. It's not like you haven't thought of this. What do you think of that?
I would say that it's a fetus,
and
so.
But what is a fetus?
I would say that it is up to each woman to decide whether. You and I can differ on this all day, Tucker.
We're not even differing because you're not telling me what you think. We're not differing at all. You're refusing to say what you think. Is it a separate being, or is it a piece of flesh?
What I'm going to say is that 70% of Americans believe that Roe v. Wade should be the law of the land. They believe that women should each individually be able to have their choices about what they want to do in their pregnancy. And they definitely believe that women are at risk for losing care under the plan that Donald Trump and
I get your talking points. I've let you repeat them a lot. Hold on. With respect, I've let you repeat your talking points, which I've heard 1,000 times, many times. But I want to take it just a level deeper because I think it's worth it. It's a big deal to a lot of people. And people say, look, this is killing a life. A heart is beating. You can hear it at 5.5 weeks. And the majority of your abortions take place after 5.5 weeks. So I want to know if that bothers you at all. Does it at all? Do you ever stop and think, wow, what is happening here? Is a life being taken? People say a life is being taken. Do you think that?
I personally favor safe legal abortion in this country, decided on by each individual woman and her doctor to decide for themselves. I personally do not believe that that is a viable fetus at that point, and there are rules there are rules we follow.
Why are you giving me robotic responses? I'm asking you a human question, and I hope you'll favor me with the human answer. I'm not saying it's viable. At 5.5 weeks, it's not, but you can hear the heartbeat. Is that a human being or not? Is it separate from the mother or not? A different blood type, often a different sex, different DNA? It doesn't seem like a tumor or something that is connected to the woman wholly. It's distinct. What does that mean? I would think you would have thought about it, considering you provide more of them than anyone. Is that a crazy question?
I have thought about it very much for myself, but I am not going to project onto other women what I believe. What I believe is that women have the right and the choice, and we're going to leave it up to them. And at Planned Parenthood, people
you're not helping them make that choice with your stilted answer.
We do.
At all. No,
we
but
do
you're not
help them make a choice.
If you think it's a profound choice,
I don't help them personally make the choice. They get to make it, whether it's with their minister or their doctor or their partner or husband.
With respect, I know you're smart, but you're giving me a series of rehearsed and very childish answers, and it's disappointing. I would think that you would have grappled with this a little bit. Have you? Do you ever grapple with it? Do you think, wow, this is